what's up guys? Sir Ian again here. Welcome to the next part of our part 3 of our data representation lecture series, which will talk about Boolean expressions. So this lecture will be delivered in Filipino English language to further assist your AD with your learnings. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so yung first part ng part 3 natin is discuss natin yung ASCII coding. Then sumunod, paano mag-operate ang mga logical operations or yung mga bitwise operations. So see for example, 0 and 1 magiging 0, 0 or 1 magiging 1, 0x or 1 so that is 1, 1x or 1 so that is 0, and then 1 not 0, so 1 not 1 will be equals to 0. Okay. So sa may part ng lecture natin ngayon, so gagawin naman natin ngayon is aaralin natin kung paano nag-ooperate or paano ni-represent yung mga circuits na yon. So naalala nyo, di ba, binigay ko yung mga drawings. So ngayon gagawin natin, we will put everything together. Okay. So say for example, we're asked to draw the logic diagram of, so we're asked to draw the logic diagram of A bar B or A prime B plus A B prime. Okay. So in other books, ang representation nito is ito. So wag kayo mako-confuse kasi pareho lang yan. Instead of apostrophe, ginamit is yung bar dun sa taas ng letter. So plus din natin dito yung truth table. Okay. Yung truth table yung may mga bits. So how many inputs do we have? So we have two inputs, A and B. So therefore, lagay mo natin dito yung truth table para later on, mabilis na lang natin siya gawin. So 2 bits, 2 raised to 2, so that would be 4. So ibig sabihin we have 4 states. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, and 0, 1. Alright. So pag binigay itong pinaka-expression, so ibig sabihin yan, i-express lang natin siya at pagka-connect-connectin lang natin siya. So ibig sabihin, that would be A bar B plus A B bar. So for that case, meron tayong 2 inputs na A at saka B. Lagay muna natin yan. And then, pansinin muna natin yung first expression. So A and B, pag nakaganyan, so that is A and B. So anong isura ng gate ng N? So that is yung letter D na malaki, di ba? If you can still recall. And then, kailangan natin i-not yung input ng isa. So therefore, A not here. And then yung B is ito. So, after that, wag mo munang pansinin yung operations ng mga plus. Pansinin mo muna yung mga products. So, meron pa tayong isa. Kailangan nating invert yung input ulit ng isa, which is yung B. So therefore, pwede nating itap ito dito. And then si A ngayon would then be this one. Okay. So si A bar B tsaka si A B bar or A prime B plus A B prime ay naka-plus daw siya. We know that plus, ang operation niya is OR. So therefore, draw tayo ng ganito. And then, naka-OR daw ito, which is ito yon. Tapos naka-OR daw itong input na to sa other one. Sa other input. So ito ngayon yung ating drawing. And that would be the expression A prime B plus A B prime. Or A bar B plus A B bar. So any of the two pa yan yung gamiting expression. Alright, so clear ba yung sa part na yon? Sige, punta tayo ngayon sa truth table part. Sa truth table, kung ano yung mga nakaganito, ibig sabihin doon siya naka-1. So meaning to say, A prime B or yung mga A not, that would mean yun yung mga zeros. So that would be 0 yung A, 1 yung B. So ito yon. Ito, that would mean 1 yung A, 0 yung B. So that would mean ito yon. And then the rest would be zeros. And ito na yung ngayon, sagot natin, or yan na ngayon yung truth table natin. Alright, medyo mag-inspect tayo ng konti sa truth table. Anong napapansin ninyo? So kung mapapansin ninyo, Yung magkapareho ay naging 0, yung magkaiba ang naging 1. So that would mean this is the expanded version ng XOR K. Alright? So questions with that example? Sige. Let's have another example para mas matuto kayo. Okay, so let's have example number 2. So let's have a simpler one. Draw the circuit diagram or the logic diagram of AB. And then give the truth table. Truth table. Okay. So AB lang. So AB, nakaganyan, so that would mean that is AND. So we have two inputs, A and B. Simply, nakapasok lang siya ng ganun. Pwedeng mag-interchange yan. And for the truth table, we have two inputs, A, B. Okay. So kung ano yung given, ibig sabihin, yun lang yung 1. And the rest are zeros. So ito na ngayon yung truth table niya. So questions. So, okay. So pause it for a while, then ask questions. If not, okay, so you may now proceed. Okay. So let's have our last example. So draw the logic diagram of so A plus B, AB bar plus A plus B quantity bar times B. Okay, so how do we do that? So, isa-isay natin siya. Ito muna tayo. So, we have two inputs again. So, and give that to table. All right. So we have two inputs, A and B. Okay, so for truth table, that would be A and B. And then our F sub X. I'm sorry. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And then later on, makita natin yung output. So sa case na to, medyo mahirap siyang matrace. Kasi kung makita nyo, meron siyang ganitong expression. But later on, may bibigay ako sa inyong technique pag mga ganyan. But I don't, but for now, I don't encourage you to do that because kasi mas advanced na yung topic na yon. So that is what we call a logical postulate. So later on, kumbaga parang bonus lecture ko na to sa inyo. Kasi this is the last part of our data representation, series part 3, so episode 3. So A and B bar. So, pag B bar, that is AB prime or yung ganito, di ba? So, pwede natin siyang isulat ng ganyan. So, but for this case, ginawa natin siyang bar. So, hindi yan kasali. Okay. So, yan ay naka-AND. Yung input ng B ay naka-NOT. Si A ay diretso doon. So, wag muna nating papansinin yung mga naka-plus. Okay. Pero sa case na to, si A at si B ay naka-plus sa parenthesis. Ibig sabihin yan, pag naka-parenthesis yan ng ganyan, ibig sabihin, unahin na natin siya and that's considered one variable or one function. So A plus B, so therefore, so yung input ni B, tsaka yung input ni A, papasok natin dito. So sabi ko sa inyo, that can be interchanged. And then kung makita nyo, naka-NOT yung magiging output ni A plus B kasi ito ay isang NOR gate. So therefore, ilalabas natin siya sa meron pang NOT dito. And then, kung mapapansin nyo, yung output nito ay naka-AND kay B. So therefore, maglalagay tayo ng isang AND gate. And then, magpapasok tayo ng another input ni B. And then, kung makita nyo, itong expression na to, at yung expression na to ay naka OR. So therefore, maglalagay tayo ng OR gate. OR gate ha, baka mamaya kung ano-ano yung pumapasok sa isip ng iba dyan. I'm saying it's OR gate. And that would be our logic diagram. Okay, so how do we get the truth table? So to get the truth table, we will inspect one by one. So if A is 0, okay. So A is 0, B is 0. So parehong 0. So 0, okay, 0, ma-invert magiging 1. Pag may 0, magiging 0. This is 0 or 0. Okay, so that would be 0. Not 0, that would be 1. B is equals to 0. Okay, so isa-isay natin yan. So this would be 0, 1 and 0. So pag and basta may 0, magiging 0. So 0 or 0, that would equal to 0. So therefore, this is 0. Alright, so I'll just change the color of my pen para makita natin. So I'll use blue. So 0 and 1. So what if ang B natin ay 1 naman ngayon? So kung 1 yan, ito magiging 0. 0 and 0 still 0. 0 or 1. For that case 1 na ito. 0 or 1, that would be 1. Magnanat siya, magiging 0. So therefore, 0 and 0 would then be 0. And then 0 or 0 is still 0. Alright. So I'm going to use a green pen. So what if 1C A? Okay. So A is 1, B is 0. Okay. So 0 not, so that would be 1. So 1 and 1, so that would be 1. Okay. So B is equals to 0. A is equals to 1. 0 or 1, so that is 1. Not, so that would be 0. B is equal to 0. So therefore, this would be 0. 0 and 0 would then be equals to 0. And then 1 here would then be equal to 1. So 1 or 0 is equals to 1. And then, of course, our last function here. So I'm going to use an orange pen. Okay. So 1 and 1. So 1 here and then 1 here. 1 not, so that would be 0. 1 and 0, so that would be 0. So magiging 0 din dito. B is equal to 1. A is equal to 1. 1 or 1, so that is 1. Not 1, so that is equal to 0. And then B is equals to 1. 0 and 1, so that is still 0. 0 or 0, so that's equal to 0. So ibig sabihin, ito lang yung magwa-1 sa function. Alright? So kaya meron tayong tinatawag na pwede nating i-simplify yung expression. So that is by the use of Boolean postulates. Which we will discuss sa future lectures nyo ng computing. And that will be particular on the computer architecture subject. So, paano nangyayari yun? Kasi, so sige, demonstrate natin yung postulate ha. Though, di ba mapapansin ang haba-haba, ang dami natin ng drawing. Then, sa kadludaluhan, ang lalabas lang pala ay A bar B. Ito, kahit na ito lang pala ang drawing natin, pwede na. Okay. So, pinahirapan pa natin yung mga sarili natin. So, sige nga, tignan natin ha. So, bonus lecture as I promised. So, meron tayong tinatawag na postulates. So, say for example, yun nga. So, A, B bar. So actually, hindi siya, parang supplemental topic na lang ito. So, A, B bar plus A plus B quantity bar times B. So, pagka ganyan, may mga postulates tayong tinatawag. So, pagka meron daw tayong ganitong function, pwede natin siyang i-represent as A, B bar. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na B times B bar. So, pagka may ganyan tayong function, so that would mean this will lead to 0. Alright. So, mapapansin nyo, if we're going to apply the postulates, i-replace natin itong part na to, at saka, tingnan natin anong mangyayari. So pag ni-replace natin yan, that would be AB bar plus A bar, B bar times B. Okay. Meron tayong postulate na B times B bar is equals to 0. So therefore, ito pwede natin siyang palitan ng 0. So any number multiplied by 0 or A and 0, so that would be equal to 0. So matatanggal siya or maka-cancel out siya. At ang matitira ay A bar B, which is the simplified circuit or the simplified logic diagram na nakita natin based dun sa may truth table. Okay. So that is just a supplemental topic. But of course, yung kaninang slope natin ay kasama sa ating syllabus. Alright? So I hope you learned something new in this lecture. Okay, so if you're having a hard time learning the knowledge or the concept, please don't hesitate to repeat the video again and again until you can get the necessary knowledge. So, but if there are other problems or concerns that cannot be answered by that method, so kindly reach out to me and I'll be there to answer your concerns. Alright, so those are the lectures in the part 3 of our data representation series on characters and Boolean. So hope you learned a lot in these lecture series. So I wish you all the luck and see you on the next lecture.